In this lesson, we're going to look at multiplying with decimals. Okay, so here we're going to multiply 8 and 24 hundredths by 3 and 6 tenths. Okay, we're going to set it up so that the numbers are one on top of the other so we can do column multiplication. Now notice we are not concerned with lining up the decimal points. When we multiply, the decimal points don't have to be lined up. When we add or subtract decimals, they do have to line up perfectly, but with multiplication, it does not matter. So now we can go ahead and just focus on multiplying the numbers. Okay, so we have, start with the 6. 4 times 6 is 24. Bring down the 4, carry the 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Add that 2, we get 14. Bring down the 4, carry the 1. And then 8 times 6 is 48. Add that 1, we get 49. Okay, now we're going to go to the next row and multiply with the 3. But first, let's cross off the 1 and 2 that we carried up top because we don't need those anymore, and we don't want those to confuse us with the next step. Okay, we go to the next row. Place our 0 under the last digit as our placeholder. Now we can multiply with the 3. 3 times 4 gives us 12. Bring the 2 down, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6. Add that 1, we get 7. And 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, now we can add. We get our total. Okay, 3966.4 doesn't have the decimal point. That's what we need to figure out now, where that decimal point will go in our product. Okay, now to figure that out, we need to count how many digits are after the decimal points in the numbers that we multiplied. Okay, so if we look at the numbers that we were multiplying, we have 8.24. That has 2 digits after the decimal point, and then a 3.6 has 1 digit after the decimal point. So we have 3 digits altogether that are after the decimal point. That's going to tell us where the decimal point goes in the answer, because our answer will also have to have 3 digits after the decimal point. So if we place it right there after the 9, we do have 3 digits after the decimal point. So our final answer is 39 and 664 thousandths. Now let's see what happens when we multiply a decimal by a power of 10. Powers of 10 are numbers that have a 1 followed by 1 or more zeros. So that's one way that you can recognize them. Once you learn more about exponents, you'll learn that powers of 10 are equal to 10 raised to the first power, 10 squared, 10 cubed, etc. But the simple way to recognize them is that they have a 1 followed by 1 or more zeros. So we have 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, and we can go on and on forever. Now let's see what happens when we multiply a decimal by a power of 10. Okay, so first we have 9.7654 times 10. That's going to equal 97.654. So notice that the decimal point really just moved to the right one place value. Instead of it being after the 9, now it's after the 7. If we multiply that same number by 100, now the decimal point moves 2 places to the right, so that it's after the 6. And if we multiply by 1,000, it'll move 3 places to the right. Now it's after the 5. So, do you see the pattern here? Well, the pattern is that the decimal point will move to the right when we multiply by a power of 10, and to figure out how many place values it will move, we can really just count how many zeros are in the power of 10. So for example, when we first multiplied by 10, 10 has just 1 0 in it. So that means the decimal point will move 1 place value to the right. When we multiply by 100, since 100 has 2 zeros in it, the decimal point moves 2 place values to the right. And when we multiply by 1,000, since 1,000 has 3 zeros, the decimal point moves 3 place values to the right. So now you know how to multiply decimals and how to multiply decimals by powers of 10.